Felix, it's good to see you.
Jesse Lister.
Hey Jesse, Michael McCaul.
Tony.
Hey Tony.
How are you?
Pleasure to see you. Doing great.
David Salcedo.
Hey David, very nice to see you.
Chris Simontelli.
Good to see you.
Chris Jones.
Chris? Yeah, Michael McCaul.
David Bierstead.
Hi, good to meet you. Good to see you.
Sean.
Hey Sean.
By adding you guys into our family, it allows us to run an engine out with a greater safety factor in having 4 people assigned to that company. And I think you guys have been in the fire service even now long enough to understand that it takes a certain number of folks on the fire scene to manage that scene and bring the end result that we need to see. We've been wanting to do this for some time, but couldn't afford it. We finally struck the pot of gold, and with the Congressman's help, we're able to get the federal government to help. So part of your salary, a good portion of your salary for the next 5 years, is coming from that grant that we got. And I am so glad because you represent a great deal to us. You represent the future. Now, we for the first time in my tenure here, staff our apparatus at the minimal acceptable level. And I am tickled pink over the ability to turn to my constituents and the people we serve and say, we're doing the right thing. Congressman, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And just let me say, thanks to you for your service. Thank you for what you're doing. This grant is great news for the Pflugerville Fire Department. Almost $1 million to fund 9 new positions, which will allow more fire trucks to respond to emergencies. OSHA has a requirement only 4. You need at least 4 per fire truck to go into the emergency. This will greatly enable Pflugerville Fire Department to respond to these emergencies, and it will increase public safety here. And as the chief said, it's a growing community. It's getting bigger. It's a great part of my district, and I'm honored to represent it. Your population is getting bigger here, and you got a lot more people to serve. And I just want to say thank you for your service. It's fantastic. I think I serve on the Homeland Security Committee, and I'm ranking member on the Intelligence Subcommittee, and we. After 9/11, I think the American people got a greater appreciation for what firefighters do. And we did before 9/11, but certainly it emphasized that firefighters are the ones that respond, and respond immediately to emergencies, whether they are a natural disaster or a man-made disaster. The Department of Homeland Security issues these grants to make sure that our fire departments and firefighters are fully equipped and fully funded. And so I think it's a tremendous day for Pflugerville in terms of the public safety here. And just let me just say how very, very proud that I am. And Chief, your work getting this application out, I know writing grants is not an easy thing, and it doesn't always prove to be successful. But in this case, getting almost $1 million was huge. But this is one of the biggest fire grants I've seen since I've been in the Congress. And I will say that the new budget the President proposed is going to strip some of these fire grants, and I think you're going to see a lot of bipartisan support in the Congress, certainly from me as well, to restore that funding to make sure that we have that level of funding coming out of the Congress. So let me just say thank you. I went down to Ground Zero not long after it happened and visited the fire stations there. And the one that's right by where the World Trade Center exists still has the flag that was hanging that day, and it's covered in big smoke, and it's tattered. And certainly the vision or the picture of the 3 firefighters holding up the United States flag, similar to the Iwo Jima experience where the 3 soldiers in Iwo Jima held up the United States flag, was very symbolic to the fact that we are Americans and that we're not going to be defeated, and that we're gonna win. So with that, just thank you, and my this is a great day, and just excited to be here. Thanks a lot.
Well, Congressman, we appreciate you so much.
If I could just end with saying, I mean, y'all are really whether it's police officers or firefighters, all first responders, really the unsung heroes out there. And what you do every day, saving lives, we don't say thank you enough. And I don't think we say thank you enough to our veterans. Memorial Day, I traveled my district and said thank you. Those serving in World War II, Vietnam, Korea, Iraq, and Afghanistan. We don't say thank you enough to those who serve, put their lives on the front line to serve and protect the American people. And you're part of that great history and tradition. And I just think it's important that members of Congress like myself come out and just say thank you for what you're doing. We do appreciate that. And your community does too. You may not hear it all the time, but they really do.